Zombie over easy.
Hello, Zombie Over Easy is my name, and I have too many games. As of the recording of this video, I had 1,395 games. That number's gotten a little bit larger since I recorded this, but my goal is to play all of my games, giving each one at least 1 hour to try out, see if I want to play more of it, and leave a review. I know there are Steam roulette sites out there that are specifically designed for choosing random games, but I decided that I wanted to go this way and use wheelofnames.com. I set all these wheels up. Initially, this is all the categories that I have, which I have like over 50 or right about 50 categories. So we'll go ahead and we'll spin the wheel, and it'll pick the category, and then we have another wheel for the categories themselves with all the games. And we got CRPG, which, if you're not familiar with what CRPG is, it stands for Computer Role-Playing Game. It includes like Fallout and Wasteland. Those are the two popular ones. I'm talking like the original Fallouts, which are actually on the list here. Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, and they got Wasteland 2 and Wasteland 3. Go ahead and spin it here. And we got Atom RPG Trudograd, which is actually the second game in the Atom RPG series. They technically regard this as an expansion for the original game. I went ahead and removed it from the list there. That way, if we ever get this category again, we won't have a chance to roll in the same game. But this game was very inspired by the Fallout series, as you can tell by the user interface here. It does have some pre-built characters that you can select from. I decided to create a custom character for my playthrough here. And a lot of the systems are very similar to Fallout, so if you played Fallout, even the newer ones, you'll be somewhat familiar with the systems they use. This character customization, I was a little disappointed in. There's not many choices as you're going along. Didn't upset me too much. As you can see, the characteristics are basically like the special, the same basic things, replacing like perception with attention and agility with dexterity. They also have distinctions, which are basically like what you would have traits in some of the original Fallouts. This is my final build. I decided to go with a melee, unarmed build. Two distinctions I picked were Sensei and Retrograde, which both kind of fit into the melee build. Now before this, where it starts off with the game, there was a little scene with like a hooded figure around a campfire, and you had a discussion with him, and it was basically giving answers to questions regarding what your choices were in the first game. And of course I did the classic thing I do in all the Fallout games and the Bethesda games. I grabbed everything in the room that I could get my hands on. I really like the graphics. The controls here are definitely made for controller. You use like the WASD and Q and E to kind of change where the camera is, and then you use the mouse to click where you're going. I do eventually change this up because they do have an option in the settings, which you'll see here in a second, to use an isometric control scheme, which utilizes the mouse more, which is more what I'm used to with these games. Now this game is set in the USSR. In this game specifically, I believe it takes place in either 2009 or 2010. The first game takes place in 2005, and this game takes place either 4 or 5 years after the first game. You're in the USSR post-nuclear war that occurred in 1985, if I remember right. And the reason why you're here is there's something that fell from space. You're going here to investigate and collect this item. But yeah, there's where I switched over to the isometric. And then, of course, in classic CRPG and honestly most RPG fashion, your first little combat experience is fighting rats. So I helped this guy out with his clearing the rats out of his bathhouse. And combat is just like the classic Fallouts. I guess there's no VATS system, but still, it's just, you know, kind of point and click as you go here. And I cleared him out. And so I get a reward of using the bathhouse for free, which gives us this little cutscene here. Had brief conversations with some of the people outside of the town, and this is me heading up to the gates. The guards stop you here to charge you a toll. Yeah, trying to get into Trudograd, which I hope I'm saying that right. Trudograd, which is Russian. I guess it roughly translates to City of Labor. But yeah, going through the conversation here, I thought I was making some good choices. I even get a success here in a second on a strength check, but it kind of quickly leads me in the wrong direction. You'll see here. Yeah, here's the strength check here. Success. And then I go to continue, and the only option I get is to attack 2 armed guards. So, you know, what the hell? Boom, knocked that guy down. I was super stoked. I was like, oh, hell yeah, this will be easy. So I decided to go ahead and attack the other guy. And he didn't go down. And then I died. But yeah, it gives a little death scene very similar to the original Fallout and Fallout 2. But yeah, I restarted, decided to explore the motel that you're in, or the hostel. I don't know which it is. But I decided to explore the area a little bit more. And I ran into this NPC sitting at a table in like a little dining area. He offered to play a game called Bombagun. I ended up playing Bombagun for like an hour and a half. And the developer actually does have a standalone version of this game. Unfortunately, it is not really any more advanced or improved on what's in the base game here. It does have a multiplayer option, because I did download it after this, just because I was like, man, I really like this game. I want to play some more of this card game. I couldn't get into any multiplayer matches when I downloaded it. Unfortunately, it might have been because it was later at night. The game's pretty simple. You have energy that you gain each round. So you start out, round 1 gives you 1 energy, round 2 gives you 2 energy, round 3, etc., etc. But you gather supplies, so you get food and housing, and then you play attack cards, and the attack cards will tell you in the left-hand corner what they require. So in order to play like the like wasp there, you have to have 1 food and 1 energy to play that. And then it'll attack your opponent for the numbers down at the bottom, which they'll also take resources. You have to pay attention, though, because some of the cards, like the one on the right there, actually damages you as well when you play it. And I didn't pay attention to that when I was playing at first. And like, I think the first or the second game I played, I ended up killing myself and not realizing why until I played the next round. But yeah, overall, the game is super fun. If you like the CRPGs of the past, I definitely recommend this. It was super fun. I had a great time with it, and I plan on getting the first game and playing through it before I go back through and play this. But I went ahead and left a review. I'm going to hopefully do that for each game that I play in this Wheel of Steam series. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.
5 long years he wore this watch. Up his ass.